Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I'm joined by three amazing guests for an all-new, never-done-before segment about Marvel Future Fight. So buckle up, strap in. It's about to get wild and amazing. From left to right, we've got, and you will recognize them from the Discord, or you might recognize them from the internet. We've got iBig from Twitch and Discord. We've got Common Folk from Twitch and Discord, and sometimes YouTube, sadly, as a moderator. I know, it's a thankless job. And then the one, the only, the bald on top, mustachioed in the middle, Alfonso.
Did you say strap in or strap on?
Strap in.
I think it was. I heard strap on, Alfonso.
Okay.
I'm with you on this one. It's okay.
So,
hey there.
How's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, actually.
I'm doing marvelous.
Oh, he's doing marvelous. I see.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, so I'm doing good as well. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for being here. What we're talking about today, the topic of today, because I'm a one-dimensional character who has no thoughts or feelings outside of Marvel Future Fight, is, well, Marvel Future Fight. And the brand new update is just around the corner. It's not actually live yet, but hopefully all three of you have gotten a chance to watch content, possibly my content, maybe a Facebook live stream here or there featuring Kim and Cage, etc. And we're not going to talk necessarily about those details, but the big picture here. How do you feel right now? And maybe you can do a little bit of just a small little introduction on what kind of Marvel Future Fight players you are. You know, casual, you're hardcore, you play a lot or you play a little, on the can, you know, when you're mixing cans, I don't know what that means. And then let us know how you feel in a couple sentences about, or a few words, about the update. We'll start with iBig.
I was about to say, yeah, I'll start kicking things off a little bit. So I've been playing since pretty much day one, all the way through. I used to be in alliance with Alex back in the day.
True.
And I kind of fell off a little bit after about 2 years in because it just felt like things were getting stale and things started to kick back up to a point where I feel more comfortable trying to get back to where I used to be.
When did that kick again happen?
I would say probably around X-Men. X-Men really kind of picked things up because they just started having like new content, and then like the World Boss Ultimate thing was nice, and then like here and there adding little things that just kind of made everything as a whole start to not make it as much as like dead time in game. Like, it just felt like I could do some more active things than having all this dead time, because when we first started playing the game, it was pretty much clear tickets for days. And like doing World Boss Ultimate, World Boss, not Ultimate, just regular World Boss for getting bam, and that was about it.
Cool.
But
all right,
now
Common
it's
Folk.
kind of-
So I started playing back in March, so I'm a new player. I play pretty much every day and still got a lot to learn, but as far as the update goes, it looks pretty good. It's definitely different than the last few updates we've had. So.
And now, when you say you're a new player, you play since March, but you play every day. You're not really a casual player, am I right?
But yeah, that would be accurate to say.
I think your favorite game mode is actually Danger Room.
Yeah, Danger Room and GBR are both my favorite game modes. Even though they're both so frustrating sometimes.
Sometimes,
joining.
yeah. But
yeah.
I think you make it work.
Yeah, it does work when you join with, whether you join with alliance members or friends.
People on Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Dope. All right, and Alfonso.
Okay, well, you know, I'm going to start this first and foremost. Got to say that I am not here as a representative of Netmarble in any way, shape, or form. As you know, I am no longer with the company.
Yes,
but Alex specifically asked me, as you know, a longtime player and former community manager for Marvel Future Fight, to just be part of the stream as a player. So
hopefully we're friends too.
I mean, kind of. Like, I heard Common Folk talking about Danger Room, and I thought, is Danger Room also what it's like to room with Alex at a con?
Exactly. After the beans, it's extreme danger.
Right. So anyway, as far as me, like, I started playing the game after about the first year. and then I started working with Netmarble, and I really started getting deeper and deeper into the game. I would say that, in my arc with the game is a little weird because working on the game, I'd be playing all the dev builds and like getting really deep in it, but then I also have my personal account.
Okay.
So I would say that on my personal account, I'm kind of a hard casual, if you want to call it that, because I play every day. I play every day. Still, but the thing of it is I play long enough to go run through my dailies, do all the little missions and quests and whatnot, collect all my stuff, and then that's it for the day. And I don't go much deeper than that because it's, playing the game is kind of a cathartic relaxation thing for me. I'm working and I have my iPad sitting next to me, and I'm just doing Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Future Fight, Marvel Future Fight, and and that speaks to the quality of the game that, even though I no longer work for the company, I have no connection to it anymore, I still enjoy Marvel Future Fight.
Yeah. And you're not sponsored to say that, of course.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr.
Gotta get that burger real quick.
Sorry, so I interrupted iBig, so we'll bounce to iBig and then we'll bounce back to Alfonso to wrap up. But iBig, how do you feel about the update?
So the reason why I kind of like this update is because while they makes characters good, this is one of the few updates where you don't need anything. Like the characters are good, the uniforms are great, but you don't need them for the content compared
you need
previous.
Gorilla Man. He's like super thick. Jesus.
I mean, I'm saying that in like the gameplay sense, as like a character. Yeah, you need him, like, because he's great. He looks amazing. Yeah. But like, you don't need them to complete content or to get any farther in content. They're just good characters and good uniforms that aren't necessarily necessary.
Okay, I feel that
right now.
Okay, and so Alfonso, have you seen the new CTPs?
No, I've seen a little bit of the content because, I've been doing my own stuff. I've been just playing the game and not really paying too much attention to everything outside of it. I know what's coming, and more than anything, I'm pretty much excited for the new Apocalypse uniform. Oh,
really? Okay. Why?
Well, the thing of it is like Apocalypse just seems like he's not the heavy hitter that he should be,
right?
And yeah, and so like right now I'm kind of building up my my Quicksilver, and now I'm thinking, crap, if the Quicksilver, if this update for Apocalypse is really, really good, should I switch off of Quicksilver and start pushing all my materials towards Apocalypse?
Yeah, true. But how much CCF do you have?
I literally just I just tier 3'd Doctor Strange.
Ooh,
so
nice.
I'm like under 1,000 right now.
Okay, that's not bad. So you had a reserve. I thought you were bled dry for that. Okay.
Well, you see, and the thing is like for the last 6 months, I've just been saving and saving and saving those cosmic cube fragments there, and I finally decided to use them, and it was enough for like 1.5 characters.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of players have been saving for the latter part of this year. I feel like after Endgame sort of drained everybody, then after that people went into saving mode.
Right, and so yeah, I'm liking the Doctor Strange tier 3. It's pretty nice. I mean, the tier 3 move is pretty much what draws everything. Yeah,
right from the movie.
And the funny thing is like literally for like a year and a half, people are going like, we want that move from Infinity War in the game. Put it in the game. Put it in the game. Put it in the game. And it's like, dude, seriously, like you don't think we want that in the game? Just gotta wait.
Yeah. So common folk, bouncing back to you. Who are you most excited about? Alfonso's picking big old blue Apocalypse. What about you? And if you don't have a favorite, that's okay too.
I would say probably Slapstick. He's came out in. It was just this sneak peek that we got, and it was like the most random character they could have added to the game. And on top of that, he's universal. He's got a revive, which I wasn't expecting. So
right.
It's just this whole, I don't know, new character that's with new animations, bringing some more life to the game. So
yeah, it feels simultaneously like unique and totally out of left field, but it also feels familiar in a way because it's still, a character, joystick, 5 skills, And then it's got things that we recognize. A lot of Universals. We've got Dormammu, Morgan Le Fay, Silver Surfer, Corvus. A lot of Universals already revive. But that definitely shocked me when I saw that. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but if you guys don't know this, Slapstick, when he's idle, when you're not attacking, he has sort of a regular Marvel Future Fight kind of look to the actual character model. But when you attack with him, as soon as you press any attack button, he goes into sort of like a cartoon cell shaded sort of overlay that completely changes essentially what the character looks like. So it's almost as if you guys remember back in the day when I dumped all over the Loki and Hawkeye uniforms, those cell shaded uniforms, it would be like those characters having both the regular uniform and the cell shaded uniform active simultaneously, and then it would switch between the two depending on whether you were kiting, running, dodging attacks, non-cell shaded.
It's a conditional.
Right. Yeah. How cool is that?
That's
that is a very creative. Really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So big favorite character.
Hands down. Well, like in general or from this update?
Oh, from this update. Let's start with the update.
100% Slapstick.
Damn. Okay.
He looks great. His animation on his 5 skill is absolutely bonkers, where you just have like 20 of them bounce out, and then he's got everything you need to be a great PvE character. He's got the damage accumulation, he's got a self buff, he's got a bunch of iframes, he's got some invincibility, he's got the revive. He's 100% one of the only character that I'm really looking forward to getting day one.
Okay, and however, he is bio subscription. So last thing I want to say about Slapstick really quickly. Any idea, just yay or nay from the three of you, any plan or any guess that he would ever get a uniform, Slapstick?
No.
Probably not.
That's a good one. Now, what I think would be a cool idea, and this is just me going off the top of my head, is
Perfect.
if he had a uniform that, while retaining the general feel of the character, actually made him into a different character. Because when I look at Slapstick, I think a little bit about Madcap. You know Madcap?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So what if he got a
Also
Madcap
Deadpool.
uniform?
Yeah, right. I mean, the characters are not that similar, but they're also not that dissimilar. And
Right.
they're both so close to Deadpool in the first place. They both were part of the Deadpool core. Different colors. Very true. Awesome. Okay, great. Next question we have here. Lady Deadpool. I'm just coming up with these off the top of my head. Were you surprised to find out? And if you don't know, I'll tell you right now. Lady Deadpool has been introduced as a new uniform for Wade Wilson, for Deadpool. Not a new character. Not a uniform for Gwenpool. How do you feel about that? Let's start with
I
comic
feel
folk.
super slighted.
Oh, you feel slighted? Okay, hang on. You're gonna feel slighted again because I gotta jump to comic folk first. Sorry.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Oh.
Lady Deadpool. I thought she was gonna be a new character because the main reason being Deadpool got a uniform this year already.
Yep.
Earlier in March, so I just kind of thought, well, they wouldn't really want to do that kind of a power creep, but I mean, obviously they
went
did,
ahead,
and
they went ahead and did it. Yeah.
yeah, and it does kind of worry me about future uniforms if they do that, where they introduce a uni early in the year and then give that character another uni at the end of the year. So I hope that doesn't start a snowball effect with that, but if it helps the character, then go for it,
Okay. Now,
yeah.
do you guys see a difference between, and I don't know if you guys shared this opinion with Common, but I have seen this a lot in the community where people are saying Deadpool got a uniform this year, why are we giving him another one? Now, he got one, I believe, back in March, so it hasn't been quite a year, but it's pretty close. How much different do you guys feel that is from Thanos getting a uniform, pretty much 365 days later? And of course, there's the nostalgia and there's the sort of, personal feeling, emotion of seeing the character grow in the movies, going from bald with the gauntlet to helmet, armor, and double-bladed sword in Endgame. But is that different? Is it the same? Is it similar?
So personally, I feel like the reason why that's happening is because they introduced that the system for uniforms where you can share what level they are.
The synergies.
Yeah, synergy. I just like totally blanked on it for like.
That's okay, but just so you know, Thanos' uniforms are not synergy uniforms.
Right, but I think that because they introduced it after that update, well, they introduced it with Captain Marvel for her uniform that came out in March, with the one for Infinity for Endgame, right?
So yeah, so they introduced the synergy uniforms in April with the Endgame update.
Right. So I think because they did that with that, because it was such a short window there, people are thinking that it should also apply now.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with that is that you have, because that like they're saying it's March to November, which is about 9 months.
Mm-hmm. About, so take a baby to term.
It's not a year, but because it's it's not a year, and because his uniform costs a lot to upgrade compared to normal uniforms.
Yeah,
people
native
are also,
tier 2.
Yeah, exactly. People are also having that issue, I think, because of all the materials you need to put into it. If it was another character, I don't think you'd see that issue, like with Thanos, like you said, because Thanos is Thanos, right?
Right.
Like, he's the big bad. He came out a year pretty much exactly after, so there was a little bit of a gap, but we knew it was coming. With this one, it was kind of just, hey,
surprise.
Here's another. Yeah, it was like a surprise, and this
Fair
is definitely not synergy, even though you came out with one a couple months ago. So I think if they didn't have synergy, it wouldn't have been that big a deal.
Right.
But because they introduced it after the whole Thanos situation, now more people are more like, well, now I have to put up more materials, and you're not really using the synergy as much as you did just for those uniforms and a few other things that have come since then.
Gotcha. So Alfonso, what do you think, in your own opinion, personally, is the window? If they're going to do synergy uniforms, or if they're not going to do synergy uniforms, do you think that they should? Do you think the devs should? And again, if you can't answer this question, that's okay. But in your own personal opinion, what do you think the window should be? Should it be 6 months to do a synergy uniform? Should it be 8 months, 9 months? And should the devs even address it publicly and put a date on it so that the fans know, oh, it's been more than 6 months. Okay, now it's fair game. It doesn't have to be a synergy uniform anymore. We should expect, or we should at least be ready for a brand new upgradable uniform for this character.
So I'm going to throw you for a loop and start with your original question and then to this one you just asked, because you started by asking, what do you think about the Lady Deadpool?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I didn't get to answer that. I actually expected it to be a uniform for Gwenpool.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? It works both ways. But I expected, well, just like Lady Deadpool, I expected it to be a uniform for Gwenpool, but it works as a uniform for Deadpool because Lady Deadpool is just Deadpool from another dimension. So that fits. It fits. It works perfectly. So
whereas Gwenpool's a different character. Yeah.
Exactly. So they actually went, in my opinion, the correct route, even though it wasn't the route I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was looking at it along gender lines, which is not the way I should have been looking at it. Anyway, and to answer with your whole synergy uniform thing, I'm going to go a little deeper. Basically, the way that I think that would be really cool for synergy uniforms to work, and this isn't just one of those, well, it's easy, just do it. No,
right. Everything.
Right. This is just the same way of looking at it as like tier 3. Like, why isn't every character in the game tier 3? And it's like, damn, it takes a long time to put all that together, create the new skill, and you got to rebalance all their stats for
much
one
easier
step
said
up.
than done. Yep.
Right. And and that's why we only get like 1, 2 per update.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, has any update had 2 tier 3s yet?
Not in 2019. In 2018, we had 3.
Right. Okay. So anyway, if we were doing this kind of like a tier 3 situation, I think that the uniform synergy system shouldn't just go forward. It'd be really cool if it also traveled back in time, like in Endgame.
Oh.
And yeah. And
nice reference.
Right, and basically, like, as you level up various uniforms, it can actually boost older uniforms so that, they're not useless anymore. Because some of these uniforms, they're really awesome. It's like, I loved this uniform, but it's not worth crap anymore. Man, I get stomped if I try to use this uniform. But then, and you know, and this would be good for the company too, because it encourages people to, you know, spend more, because you're leveling up all of these different uniforms, and it's bonusing backwards as well as forwards.
Like all those Captain America uniforms, Civil War, Winter
Yes.
Soldier, Iron Man, 2099.
All of that stuff. You know, a lot of those uniforms, they still look cool. It's just they're not worth anything.
Yeah.
In competitive play, I mean.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you guys another question, and we're going to throw it up to common folk first here. Speaking of competitive play versus casual play, where do you feel like this new update lands? Is this an update that you think is going to be remembered as an update that advanced things competitively, or do you feel like this is more of an update for just casual players or players that are less interested in competitive things? They don't necessarily have to be casual players. They could be hardcore, 30-year Marvel Comics, Marvel movies veterans, but they're just not into competitive gameplay in Marvel Future Fight.
Well, that's kind of a difficult.
I'm cutting out there.
You gotta look. Oh, sorry.
It's kind of a difficult.
You gotta look at especially with Apocalypse getting a tier 3 and a uni. How does that change his position in the meta? Where will that? I mean, we got Neymar already, so it shouldn't affect ABX too much. But what if he's PvP meta now? So then he's coming in there, so that will force veteran players and even casual and newer players to try and build him up faster to compete in timeline.
Have you seen Apocalypse's skills yet?
Yes, I have, and they do look like they could be really PvE. I don't know how well he's gonna do in PvP though. It doesn't look. I don't know. It's just
for any combat character. Yeah, it's tough going up against Gina and them. What do you think of Apocalypse in Danger Room? Because I can already confirm from the APK, I'm in it right now, that Apocalypse is part of this rotation. Magneto's the boss, but he's here with Thanos.
Oh, you leaker!
Oh, yeah. Sir, I'm a star agent, okay? They sent me my badge and my gun.
What's Apocalypse?
Oh, what's his... Oh, nice. What's his active skill?
Yeah.
Sentry gun. At least for this season. Not too good.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a leader that applies to the team or anything?
He does, yeah. His leadership, for those of you, just to remind everybody, all allies get 18% all attack, 18% all defense, and 6% all speed. So he's got kind of like Wasp's leadership.
Okay, so he wouldn't be too bad for leadership if you wanted
to use him. True. Okay.
Yeah. But since his exclusive skill isn't the greatest,
kind of weak, yeah.
Yeah. Compared to heal or the missiles, which you can spam a lot and end up beating the other team faster with those. Yeah, it's hard to say when his exclusive skill is one of the weaker ones.
Yeah. So, iBig, what do you think? Have you seen anything about the new Cable uniform? And if you've read any of the comics where Cable sort of taps into his powers and then...
Of course I have, Alex.
Dies.
Absolutely I have.
Okay, I haven't. Go ahead.
But so I'm going to address both Apocalypse and Cable if you don't mind.
Sure.
The thing I like about Apocalypse that you addressed in your video that I watched today.
Nice. Nice plug.
Was that yeah, simple plug. He lost one of the most important things for him to do good in PvP.
Yeah.
Losing that debuff to all debuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huge.
Yeah,
that literally was what was good for him for PvP.
Yep.
And removing that literally made him pretty useless to use in PvP now.
It's a big question mark now.
Yeah. So if he still had that, I think it could have happened, possibly. But without that, I think it's not gonna he's not gonna go anywhere PvP. His skills look fantastic, and I think he's gonna be a decent character for PvE, but not necessary. Cable, though, I have something to say about Cable. I think Cable's gonna be the free-to-play man's character for ABX.
Yeah, I'm hearing some talk about that already. Yep.
Yeah, I was hearing about some numbers and watching about the numbers he can hit on ABX with certain pairings and without certain CTPs and with certain CTPs. And
yeah, without CTP of Rage. Yeah, you can say, don't be shy. Yeah.
Without the CTP of gambling. And it definitely looks like he's going to be the free-to-play character for people to play with. I mean, I would much rather have a free-to-play character who's better than having a pay-to-play character who's extremely... I have to kit specifically in a specific way to make him really good.
Right.
So I think that Cable's going to be... And plus, everyone loves Cable. Everyone wanted Cable to get the tier 3 over Apocalypse.
Except me.
Except you, yeah, except you. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't want it either.
Yeah, too long. He was strong for too long. Now, you did raise a really good question, though. Comparing Apocalypse to Jean Grey and Thanos, I'm now looking at it. We have 3 native tier 2, the sort of like uber expensive kind. They're all obtained, well, Thanos and Apocalypse are obtained in a similar fashion. They're both world bosses. Jean Grey is the deluxe pack epic quest finale for Wolverine. But the one that we're missing from this equation would be a native tier 2 speed type that would cost this much, i.e. 1600 CCF, a 2500 crystal uniform. But, I'm going through the memory banks in my mind. We don't have a character like that in Marvel Future Fight. The only other super expensive, uber expensive characters we have are, Scarlet Witch's Blast, Doctor Doom is Universal, Silver Surfer's Universal, Strife is Blast, and that's it. So, reaching into the future now, because I know some of you guys, like to speculate like I do about future updates. Who could that speed character be? Not, maybe Apocalypse is not even as good as Jean Grey and Thanos, but in terms of cost, he's up there. Who could they introduce in the future? Maybe in an epic quest, maybe in a new update that could be classified as a speed type. Any ideas, guys?
I think people aren't gonna like this, but I think you could. I don't think it's right. But they could put Mr. Sinister as the speed.
Okay.
Just because they don't have it, and they might try to force it. Not that he is or he should by any means, but I think that they need it.
Wouldn't Mr. Sinister just be another quick regenerator type then, like Deadpool?
Yeah, I don't know if he's on the power level of Thanos, Jean Grey, and Apocalypse per se, but it's an idea.
Either, but yeah, it's just something to think about.
What about somebody like the Collector or the Grandmaster? They'd be universal though, because they're aliens.
Well, we are getting a lot of people. Well, the Eternals movie.
Okay, but do you think they're all going to be universal, or do you think they're going to spread it around?
I think they're actually going to spread it around. I think there'll be some universals, and then maybe get a native tier 2 speed type.
Because we're looking at the spread. We got 50 speed, 60 combat, 56 blast, and then we do a universal and it's 40. So they're down by 20 or 10 from highest to lowest in terms of gap of characters. But I don't know. That's a head scratcher. Now, let's wrap it up with something fun here, guys. Pick one character that you would add to the game, if you could add any character you wanted, and then pick a second character that's already in the game that you would make godly. The character could be godly now, it doesn't matter, or they could be trash now, but just a character that you would love to play with whenever you wanted to that would be godly, that's in the game, plus a character that hasn't been added yet. Let's start with Alfonso.
Put me right on the spot right off the bat. I want to give Gambit a tier 3.
Ooh, Gambit
tier 3.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay,
and
the Cajun.
Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna grab a random character off the top of my head. First one I can think of, so don't put too much thought into me saying this. But what about Beta Ray Bill?
Okay. Okay, I think a lot of people in the comments are gonna like that one. Okay, I know you just pulled them off the top of your head, but any reason why?
I don't know. Maybe he could. I don't know. Maybe he could be that speed type you're looking for. Make him be like a faster version of Thor.
And not universal. Interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to see them crack the mold a little bit. Yeah, universal type feels a bit stiff at times. Okay, I like it. Okay, common folk?
Well, I would make
Oh.
Even more godly because I love him.
Who?
Namor.
Namor. Oh,
Yeah.
Namor. Okay, you like the washboard ads, eh?
Yeah,
Abs.
yeah.
The washboard ads.
His tier
Wow. I'm just constantly
Great
thinking
cheese
about
on those abs.
Jeez. Yeah, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so both you and Alfonso are into power creep. I understand. Okay.
And then for a new character, I'm gonna completely. But I'm sure you would have expected this, Alex. I would like them to add Goose the cat.
Goose the cat from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
So get Throg in, get Lockjaw, have
exactly.
animals, Marvel Future Fight pets. Oh, okay. I mean, we have Gorilla Man, so we're really not that far. We've almost got a zoo at this point because we got White Fox, White Tiger, Gorilla Man.
So you know, it'd be a really cool ability for Goose. He could be kind of one of the characters that summons other characters. He could vomit up creatures that fight and attack.
Vomit up a Kree?
Yes, exactly.
Gross.
Could you imagine him vomiting up the Tesseract and it just explodes on the whole field?
Yeah,
Right?
that would
And
be like
warps
his
you?
fifth skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Or his
right?
sixth
That's actually
skill.
kind of legit.
Wait, hold up. Is Goose a he?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Goose is a cat.
I
Let's
thought
just
it
say
was,
Goose is a
but-
cat.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's a cat. Yes, it's a cat.
All right, good answers from both of you. Ibig, how are you gonna wrap this up?
Okay, so one character that's very deep to my heart is Onslaught, that I would very much like to see in this game.
Okay, huge power creep. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
just
Oh,
just
Jesus.
going all in. Just go all in.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
yeah, Onslaught's he's got just everything going for him, and I would just love to see that in Marvel Future Fight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
and
Onslaught is a little bit big to
You got
use as a playable
Juggernaut.
character?
We got Juggernaut. You can just make him a little bigger than Juggernaut.
Okay, well, you know what? We got Juggernaut, but we also have Sentinel.
And
That's true,
Dormammu.
You do also have Sentinel and Dormammu,
Right.
and they also are very big characters.
Because
So
the reason I ask is, do you think he'd be better as a playable character or World Boss Ultimate?
Or Giant
See,
Boss Raid,
I
yeah.
was gonna-
Giant
I was
boss
about to
raid.
say,
Yeah,
I'm about to
right.
one up you for
Yeah.
Giant Boss Raid. I think
Why not
he would
all
be
three?
a fantastic Giant Boss Raid.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, I would love to see them add a character. Sorry, just 1 second. I would love to see them add a character like a world boss, like Alfonso said, but that you play in Giant Boss Raid to unlock. So it would be basically just be the
Nice.
mechanics of Giant
Nice.
Boss Raid,
I was
but that's
just
where you get their
gonna say
bios, which I think they could have done for Galactus. Let's be honest, but he's a bit big. It would just be his foot. Avengers Alliance. And for a new character, for an existing
No,
character.
Existing character. I want my boy
Dr.
Carnage.
Voodoo? What? Awesome. Me too, man. Great.
See, I was
Wow, I
Dr.
can't
Voodoo,
believe you were
but
gonna say what I was gonna say.
But
That's
I knew you were gonna take Dr. Voodoo for you. So what I'm gonna say is I want my boy Carnage back. I want him to be-
okay.
I want
Appealing to the
Carnage-
masses.
I want Carnage to come back to #1 spot.
What a
That's what I want.
bootlicker! Wow. Jeez, you might have just said Venom, dude. Gotten everybody up in arms.
Nah, Venom. Nah, no Venom. Carnage.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, I
miss
respect
my
that. I
Carnage.
respect that. There's
I
a
miss
ton. There's a ton of characters that could use a rework. There were no wrong answers except possibly Gambit, but that's okay.
Don't care. Don't care. Gambit's my favorite.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I love about you, Alfonso, is you got no reservations. You're unabashedly you, and I want to just take a moment here before we wrap everything up to say, I know I'm speaking for everybody when I say, as great as Kim is, as great as Cage is, as great as Karen is, and the Marvel Future Fight team and the Netmarble team, no knocks on them whatsoever. But we absolutely miss you, and we hope that you're doing amazingly in whatever it is that you're doing.
Bootlegging.
Bootlegging, hell yeah, G2A. Okay. All right, so with that being said, if you guys have anything you want to say before we wrap up, we'll start with Ibig. Go ahead. Just
want
anything
to
you want
thank
to say.
Alex and Alfonso for just being here, being amazing people, and all you guys have done for the community as a whole. You guys are awesome. Thank you for having me
Aw,
be here.
cool.
I appreciate it.
Common folk?
Yeah, I echo what Ibig. Thanks for having
Awesome. You
community
cut out, sorry.
bros.
Okay. And Mustachio.
Yeah, I only have one thing to say. Has anyone else heard like loud farting throughout the entire stream?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, good,
it's Alex.
good.
Don't worry, it's
Good.
Alex, 100%.
No,
I got you,
no,
Alfonso.
guys, we're cutting that out in post, by the way.
All right.
All right, so thank you guys so much for being here. Let us know in the comments down below which one of the guests you enjoyed the most. It obviously wasn't me, so choose between Alfonso, iBig, and Common
Wait.
Folk.
How could you be a guest on your own stream?
Because I'm a guest in your home every time you play my videos. What do you mean? I'm a guest on your phone. I'm a guest in your iPad when you're in the bath, alone with the candles on.
Are you Dr. Seuss now?
Yes. So yeah, let us know who you like the best out of the 3 guests. Let us know who else you would like to see, because I'm gonna replace these bums with some fresh faces in the future. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.